Good morning and welcome to Exiles Paintings Diary. I'm going to start with my personal stuff this week. Like many painters, I have a lot of projects on the go, and one of the ones I've had sitting on the side of the bench for a long while is the Mantic Games Giant, and it's a figure that I was torn whether to go for it and try my best painting on it, or to get it on the table quick. And in the end, I sort of procrastinated and had it on the side. Let me show. You can see the shelf with all my rest of my giants on there. It sat there for a while until this weekend when I think I found a happy medium. So here he is, our Mantic Giant. As you can see, he's a good size. He's a good 8 inches tall. And what I decided to go for was a good basic paint job on the flesh, but make sure that I actually pick out all the details so it looks like a lot better paint job, I suppose, than it really is. It only took me 5 hours. You know, there's a lot of washing and dry brushing, but I think it looks like a fantastic tabletop job. And whilst I was busy doing my giant, I moved on to some Brock Riders. Now these are being painted at very much a tabletop standard. Here's one I finished earlier, and as you can see, these are not. I didn't quite get them done, but I did start on a wizard, which he was great fun. He was a really quick job. It's the North Star Frostgate wizards, and they've got, you know, not too much detail on them, so you can knock it out. I mean, that's, so far I've spent about half an hour painting that figure. I've just got the flesh to finish. But there's me samurai, which they didn't get touched this weekend. Just to give you some idea, that's all my personal stuff back there. It's a fair old pile. I've got some halflings down there, and these are lance necks, so I've got plenty to keep me busy. So that's my personal stuff. I'll get out what I painted last week. So on these Frostgrade wizard pack, you get 8 wizards, and they're good basic figures, but I wanted to be able to use them for Kings of War, so I wanted the option to be able to have them mounted, but also you can have the option to have them on Pegasus. So what I've done to make them mounted is I've just got some spare horses I've had in my pack, and they're mounted on the correct size base, and it's just like the wizard's dismounted so that he can cast his spell. And then obviously if I'm going to use Pegasus, they have to be on a bigger base, so he's just waiting his Pegasus. And what I found for the Pegasus were these very strange resin that they used. Here's 2 that I've built up, and as you can see, I've taken a couple of samurai off their mounted bases. These are Perry samurai, and I've just mounted them on to the Pegasus. Yeah, it was a weird resin. I couldn't get my super glue to stick it. It was very bizarre. I left it for ages, came back, and they just pulled straight apart. But I'm happy with the result. And there's still 2. There's a pack of 4, so I've still got 2 Pegasus to build up, and they will go on. I've got a second wizard's base, so I'll have wizards on foot, wizards on horses, and wizards on Pegasus. And obviously, just to add that little fantasy element to my samurai army, I've now got 2 heroes on Pegasus. So that's actually what I've painted last week, but I just want to show you the previous week's work, because as you can see, I've finished the basing on it with some tufts, and it's I think it's really quite effective. But that was all the previous week's painting. So what I painted last week, as you can see, is these are all Foundry miniatures. So there's the command pack, so there's a general, a foot general, some sergeants, musician, he's the standard bearer. Then you've got Imperial cannon crew. These are your French Foreign Legion. There's various different packs there. This is the Emperor's Regiment, effectively. These are quite fun. These are all Foundry miniatures, Mexican cowboys effectively, but they're lovely figures to paint. And then we've got the Africa regiment at the back with a white officer, and we've got some civilians here at the front, so they were great fun to paint. Get a bit closer in so you can get a nice shot of these. I really enjoyed painting these last week because most of them were Foundry, and I just love the faces on the Foundry miniatures. I mean, probably my favourite unit so far has been this mixed unit of cowboys. They took longer to paint because they're irregular colours, obviously, so you end up having to change your brush colour quite often. But yeah, I've enjoyed myself last week. I've carried on with I've now prepped everything. This is what's going to be started today. It's some Imperial Cavalry, and we'll crack on. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next week.